Long before the dawn of human history, before the shaping of mountains and the ceaseless shifting of seas, before sky divided from earth, there existed a realm made not of stone or sky, but of radiant spirit and endless song. In this primal reality, light reigned supreme, and among its brightest points burned hosts of magnificent beings, angels, coursing with awe-inspiring energy, free from flaw, and filled with the harmony of their Creator's will. Before we go any further, your support truly makes a difference. By subscribing and liking, you help fuel our journey to share meaningful stories and insights with a wider audience. Every click not only encourages us to create more thought-provoking content, but also brings together a community of curious minds, eager to learn and reflect. Thank you for being part of this adventure. Your engagement is the heart of what we do. Let's continue exploring these compelling narratives together. Of all these beings, there was one whose brilliance outshone all others, whose wisdom seemed limitless, and whose beauty surpassed description: Lucifer. Called the Morning Star, he radiated splendor, standing closest to the throne from which flowed the life of the universe. Gifted with a voice that could arouse heavenly choirs, intellect deeper than the vaults of time, and an ambition none could fathom, Lucifer was crafted to lead, exalted above his brethren. In the presence of the Creator, the angels sang in perfect unity. Their existence celebrated and reflected the endlessness of their Maker's glory. Yet as eons passed, moments outside our understanding of time, Lucifer's heart grew restless. He gazed upon his own radiance, marveling at the powers and wisdom set within him. Subtly, like the first tremor before the quake, his adoration for what he had been given shifted toward adoration of himself. It began perhaps as a question, a whisper in the depths of an illustrious mind. Was his place beside the Creator mandatory? Was there a possibility for greatness still higher, an untapped potential waiting to be claimed? If all angels were created to serve, was he not made to rule? With every rising song, the notion swelled. No outward sign betrayed the turmoil. Lucifer remained to all the morning star, first among equals, seraph of unblemished virtue. Yet within, the fissure widened. The concept of self-adoration transformed into ambition, and ambition gave way to resentment. Why should he, so gifted, so glorious, be subject to the will of another? The Creator's plan, once joyfully enacted, now felt limiting. A chain of gold, undeserved and unwelcome. As a ripple in a pond spreads outward, so did Lucifer's discontent. He found empathetic ears among his fellow angels. Why bow to a decree, he questioned, when in ourselves lies majesty enough? Many dismissed his musings as idle speculation, but there were those tuned to the same frequency of longing, spirits in whom pride also took root. Eventually, Lucifer's inner storm reached its peak. He did not simply want more, he wanted the throne itself. A new order, born not from service, but sovereignty, dazzled his imagination. The time arrived for his decision. The rebellion in his spirit could be hidden no longer. He became the first to fall, but also the first to choose pride over peace, self over harmony, dominion over devotion. The celestial rebellion was unlike any battle fought on earthly soil. No swords clashed, no blood spilled, for angels are creatures of thought and will as much as form. Lightning crackled through the heavens. Voices, once united in worship, split into a discordant cacophony of accusation and sorrow. Friends and brothers became adversaries. Relationships once bathed in trust, now shattered by suspicion. With words more cutting than any blade, Lucifer declared his intention to rise above the throne. Some, drawn by his brilliance and rhetoric, joined him. Others, aghast at such audacity, remained steadfast, aligning with the Creator and the Archangel Michael, who would stand as champion of fidelity. The struggle was total. In moments uncounted, alliances formed and broke, hopes blazed and withered. The heavenly architecture trembled, reality itself bending in the winds of betrayal. In the end, Lucifer's pride proved his undoing. In attempting to rise above all, he was cast out, expelled from the luminous firmament he had called home, his name and station stripped away. Alongside him fell a portion of the host. Beings who had once sung of glory now tumbled headlong into darkness. This first revolt left scars upon reality, echoes that would reverberate through all creation. Descending into exile, Lucifer became known by new names: Satan, the adversary, the accuser. His beauty warped into terror, his wisdom bent to cunning, his leadership perverted toward ruin. No longer radiant with the Creator's light, he shone from the shadows, the origin and embodiment of rebellion against the divine order. And so, from a yearning for greatness, the tragedy of the first fallen angel was born. The story of the first fall ripples far beyond the confines of myth or ancient scripture. It raises questions every subsequent age must face. What does it mean to seek greatness? When does ambition become hubris? How close is the border between healthy aspiration and destructive pride? Lucifer's tale, at its heart, is a warning and a lesson interwoven into the fabric of existence. When humanity emerged, shaped in the image of their Maker and endowed with the potential for wisdom and will, the presence of the first fallen angel lingered, not as a shadow upon the world, but as a voice in the mind, an invitation to pride, self-centeredness, and the pursuit of power at another's expense. Ancient traditions say it was the whisper of this fallen one that found its way into the cradle of human consciousness, offering knowledge forbidden, encouraging a step beyond bounds set for safety and growth. History, across peoples and traditions, recounts moments when the desire for dominance overcame humility, when trust was broken in the name of self-elevation, when, echoing the original rebellion, order gave way to chaos. Yet, in the aftermath of his fall, Lucifer's role did not end. In his exile, he embodied temptation and opposition, a test by which character is refined and choices revealed. Through the ages, he appeared not just as a figure of terror, but as a symbol of the ongoing struggle within each sentient soul. Between pride and humility, between serving others or serving self, between seeking the light or dwelling in the shadows. Across centuries, sages and theologians meditated on this story. Some see the fall as the source of all suffering, the original discord that marred the harmony of creation. Others consider the tale a reminder that free will, so precious, so dangerous, lies at the heart of divinity itself. Without the possibility of choosing otherwise, could there truly be love, virtue, or greatness? Is a creation where rebellion is impossible richer or poorer than one where it lies just within reach? Artists, poets, and philosophers drew on the image of Lucifer, the angel whose gifts led to his downfall, to explore the mysteries of evil, the allure of rebellion, and the cost of unchecked pride. Epic poems told of his descent. Stained glass and sculpture made him wretched, yet fascinating. To some, he became the archetype of tragic grandeur, his intelligence undimmed even in defeat, his yearning for significance twisting into endless resentment. Yet for all the centuries separating past and present, the cautionary nature of his tale remains evergreen. Every striving, every ambition, every attempt to claim greatness must ask, for whom is this greatness sought? At what cost does one ascend, and who bears the consequences? Is the urge to surpass not a sign of strength, but a potential seed of destruction unless grown in the soil of humility and love? Where once he sang among the stars, the first fallen angel forever stands at the periphery of human thought and culture, both cautionary specter and tragic mirror. His story, echoing still, reminds that the brightest light may carry within it the shadow of pride, and that to rise, one must sometimes first learn to kneel. The legacy of that first fall is felt in tales told and choices made, in struggles with ego and the search for meaning beyond the self. It is there in the tensions of societies and the aspirations of individuals, in the question every soul must answer, am I a servant, or am I sovereign? Am I part of a harmonious order, or shall I set myself above it? In the end, The first fallen angel's journey is not only about the tragedy of one who reached too far, but his knowing that he has no way of redemption. But there is a place for you to find redemptions through Yahusha. The Messiah, through him, lies the chance to embrace harmony, to reject pride, and to sing a song not of rebellion, but of unity, hope, and everlasting glory.